Welcome to Epicor Eclipse ERP End of Month Report Series. This brief presentation covers the Product Summary and Comparison Report. This shows the quantity or dollar amount of products sold or purchased for 2 periods and the percentage change during that period. As you can see, there are many potential variations of this report. We're just going to cover a basic report, and what would make most sense to me is to base it on the customer to see what the changes in the customer's purchasing history and buying habits has been. So in this simple report, we're, as we said, going to sort by customer. We're going to set our starting period and our second period, and it's going to compare those 2 periods and give you a change, increase, decrease amount. There are a lot of different parameters in this report. Feel free to experiment with all of them, but we're not going to do that. An additional filtering system for this particular report is the select criteria, and this is actually a very long list. This very last window to the right just shows about 1/3 of the possible filtering parameters you can do. You could get this very, very fine-grained and very specific, but we're not going to need to do that for this basic report. And here you see our example output viewed through the hold file, and here we're examining just one particular customer, and we see what they've been purchasing in one period and what the change was for the second period. When you see 100%, that usually means one of the 2 periods either had no sales or damn close to it. Anyway, this might be useful if in the case of a customer having a job and they've made you reserve some stock on hand just particularly for that job. It might give you some idea when the job is slowing down and you need to look at disposing of the remainder or replenishing as needed. In our second example, we're going to do a sort by on the product itself, and this is going to be good for showing the product demand trends across all customers for a period. So I suppose this is going to give us some indication whether or not the demand for a particular product is slowing down, and we might want to identify why and think about discontinuing having it from stock or replacing it with another model. And here's our report output out of the hold file, and as you can see from this example here, we might have some certain types of 3M color-coded vinyl tape that for some strange reason has stopped selling, and we might want to address that issue. Since this is a fairly simple report, it's going to export out of Eclipse in CSV or tab format fairly cleanly, and allow you to import into Excel without a whole lot of mess or fuss, which of course you'll want to probably do because you'll probably have a long list of products or entire lines that you want to look at and do some action item on. And as we mentioned before, there's a lot of potential variations to this. Feel free to experiment with all of them. If you find some new variations, let me know. I might like them too. And this completes our presentation on the Product Summary and Comparison Report. Thankfully brief. Thank you for attention, and as always, I'm not Scott Zahn.